Can you say every day I walk through those doors, I put my best foot forward as a producer?
No.
What?
I don't. No. No, I guess I can say I can. Because some days, there's days where I'm just like, man, I'm just going to play basketball and then go home. No, but I know what you're getting at. I've worked for WBGU since 2008. So this year will be 7 years. And I started out in Toledo at WGTE, and I worked there for about 5 years. I started as an associate producer there. Well, actually, I started as a production associate, then I moved up to associate producer, and then a job opened up here as for a producer director, and I got the job here, and I've been here for about 7 years. Every day as a producer for me is totally different. A lot of times people may look at this job and be like, well, all you're either going to be doing is shooting or editing or, how can that be different? And I guess the different part of it is, or the part for me that's different is where my mind is, during that day. It may be a day where I'm just doing writing. It may be a day where I'm only editing. It may be a day where I'm just doing a lot of brainstorming, but all of those things come together to make this job. I think that the work that we do here, we can't do without students, and I think this is the type of environment that we help to nourish students and nourish that learning and to help develop, students and bring them along, and I think in terms of WBGU and in terms of production, working with students is probably the best part to me, because there's so many different personalities, so many different types of people. There's so many, and it's very rewarding because you get to see a student come in at 0, and then by the time they're graduating, they're at, 200, and they're just like ready to take on the world. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like pushing them out the nest a little bit, and then they have to learn how to fly on their own or whatever. So it's very, very rewarding, I would say. Typically, editing is done during the post-production phase. You got your pre-production where you do all your writing, storyboard and stuff like that. Then you have your production phase where you actually do the shooting and things like that. And then you have your post-production phase where you do the editing. And that in the editing room is where the magic happens, so to speak. I think editing is an acquired skill. It's definitely something that you have to work at. You have to put in your time to a certain extent, because you can't just go in the editing room and just be like, bam, I'm done. You have to learn how to edit and how to put things together in order to tell a story. And is something that every person has to learn on their own, I believe. But I don't know, editing and the marriage of audio and video to me is an art by itself. And it took me, I still learn when I'm editing. The good thing is that editing is an ongoing process. Like, I don't think you're ever going to learn it all, but after you've done it for a certain amount of time, you definitely you start to have a good feel for how to put something together. But I think the marriage of audio and video is definitely a skill that is very important. I am a father of 3. I have a wife. I have 2 beautiful sons and a beautiful daughter. And in rough times and rough patches where, I may be working, 60 or 70 hours in a week to try to get something done, they're the ones that I fall back on that keep me afloat, and I'm working all those hard hours to make sure that they're happy, and I think that's the most important thing, I think, in a job like this, because there's going to be times where you may not be as busy, but there's definitely going to be times where you're super busy, where you do have to work late and you do have to work on weekends. And it's important to understand that, those people or those faces, and if you look in my office, you can see I have pictures everywhere because, during the day, I look at those pictures and, those are the things that keep me going. Hopefully by, taking this little in-depth look at, what I do as a producer and as a director, it adds a little insight, to anybody who's interested, as to what this job is about. Obviously there's different types of producers and, different types of productions. You obviously, I'm on a smaller scale. We're a PBS station, so, me being a producer may not be the same as Steven Spielberg being a producer. That's totally different. But hopefully this sheds a little light on what I do in my job and what keeps me motivated and what keeps me moving forward. And what was that line? Oh, I forgot.
I hope you have enjoyed this inside look at my job in life.
Okay. I hope you have enjoyed this inside look at my job and my life.